What is going to be shared today, I'll go back so you can keep it up.
Keep the music up if you want. I'll turn it on. If this doesn't get you today, I'm going to question whether or not you one of us. You might not be one of us if this doesn't touch your heart. If this doesn't change everything. I say this every Sunday. I say this every Sunday, but it's true every Sunday. God gives us revelation. He wants us to go to this next level of understanding our relationship with Him, understanding what's coming and what we're working for, what it's all about. This is an amazing revelation that I want to share with you because we've been talking in 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 for the last 4 weeks. And we talked about these, we're in God. God has put us in Him. Actually, He came in us. And He came in us, and what we said was, we have a lot of roaches and fleas and rats and things that are going on. But He doesn't care. He's not judging you. He's here to help you clean it. I remember we were in a space like that, and we were doing bombs and spray and all kind of stuff, but the roaches just went up, and when it was over, they came back down. So us trying to fix ourselves doesn't work. Jesus is like, I'm not judging you because you got these problems. I'm not judging you. I'm not disqualifying you. That's why I came in. So that I could show you how to clean. Show you how to get rid of. I'm the only one that can do that. And so then we transitioned to where this struggle, the suffering, all the things that you suffer with, all the things that has been bad in your life, all the things that you struggle with right now, all the things that are hard to comply with biblically. God said those struggles are for real. Those are true. Even as bad as they may be, as harsh as it may be, those things are there to transform you. You get transformed with struggle. You become righteous through the struggle. You should expect struggle. That's just what it is. Because God has transformed us back into the image of Christ. And there is nothing in the flesh that is worthy. He says that. I didn't say that. He said that. There ain't nothing you can do that please God. All have fallen short of the glory. Yeah. I don't care who you think, how good you think you are. He says it's a filthy rag. So He comes in, He cleans, but He transforms us through the struggle, through the pit, through Potiphar, through the prison, through the heartache, through the loss, through the pain, through dogged out, through mistreated. It builds something in us. And He knows every one of you. He's customized your life to conform you to the image of Christ. If you will allow Him. If you don't quit. If you don't. And so we came to last week where we transitioned, like all that struggle, those people that are mistreating you, that did you wrong, they're not getting away with anything. God said that they will be punished. So your job is to forgive.
Your job is to let it go. Your job is to be righteous. Be what God told you to be and do what God told you to do. Stay in love. Stay on the path. Bear the fruit, as hard as it may be sometimes. We don't understand everything. You never will. You never will. You're on this side of heaven for right now.
But we don't have to worry about those that seem like they're getting away with stuff yet. He said He will punish those who do not know God and do not obey the gospel. And we went through the whole
slew of all the damaging things and terrible things that are going to happen to those that are not written in the book. If they keep on keeping on, they're going to find themselves standing before the throne of God, and He's going to say, I don't know you. And that is the harshest thing because there are so many levels, so many different things.
We talked about the fire. We talked about the lake. We talked about the worms. We talked about the smell. We talked about the screaming. We talked about it. The darkness, never seeing light again. You don't want that. But you don't have to try to judge or get anybody back. God got them. As a matter of fact, God is being patient with them because He wants you to pray for them. Pray for them. Do good to them. You might pull them out of the flame. That's what you want to do. That's what it's about. That is the purpose of your life. To be saved and to save. He said, we'll punish those. And he said, they will be punished with everlasting
destruction and shut out from the presence of the Lord and from the glory. Somebody say the glory. The glory of his might on the day he comes to be glorified. Somebody say in. Not from, not. He's going to be glorified in you. When he comes back,
you are going to manifest into a glory. I want you to get this. So many of us overlook this. We think this is something else. We think he's coming back so that we can glorify him. No, he said he's going to be glorified in you. Let me prove it to you because it's all throughout Scripture. Every time Jesus spoke, he was speaking about the next life. Every parable was about the next life. Everything that he talked about was about the end of time and on the other side. Blessed are the pure, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the meek, blessed are the peacemakers. Every time he said anything, he's talking about this next life. All right. This is a glory that's coming over you. Moses went to the mountain and was with God 40 days, came down, he was glowing. There was a glory that Adam and Eve had before sin. Let's show you this in Scripture. Christ in you.
The hope of glory. You know, you're not going to always be in the system that you're in. You're not going to always be in the body that you're in.
You're not going to always be in the condition that you're in. You're not going to always be struggling with the things that you struggle. There's a glory that's coming that's going to change you. Here it is in John talked about. He said,
I have given them, Jesus is speaking, I have given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one. Jesus is sharing his glory. Jesus is sharing his essence. In Romans, it said, if we share in his sufferings, we will also share in his glory. This is a tangible thing. This ain't no metaphor.
This ain't no metaphor. This is a tangible thing that he's talking about. We have suffered
now, but these are nothing compared to the great glory that will be given to us. They knew something that most of us didn't know.
About what you will be and what you will look like. That's what Paul said.
Even the whole creation. Romans 8:19 said, for even the whole creation. One translation says, the whole universe. One translation said, the creature
waits. All nature
waits eagerly for the children of God to be revealed. Even the trees are waiting for you to be transformed into the glory. The
stars, all of the galaxies, the whole universe is waiting for the sons of God to be revealed. They're going to be revealed with this glory because there's going to be this side and there's going to be that side. There's going to be somebody that's going to be glowing and somebody's going to be on their way somewhere else. And the whole creation is waiting. The whole planet, the whole solar, the whole galaxy, the whole universe. God's got things planned for you that you can't even imagine. He said as he entered into the mind of the things that he's prepared for those that love him. And all of creation was subject to sin. Everything went earth.
Here's another translation. The Easy Reading Bible says, everything that God made is waiting with excitement for the time when he will show the world who his children are. This glory going to take you. It's going to take you. In Corinthians, Paul is speaking about it. Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. You ain't going to have no heart and no skin. You ain't have no blood in your veins. You ain't going to need Dr. Mike to open up your veins. You ain't going to have him. Because the kingdom cannot inherit corruption. Neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all be asleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall all be changed. You ain't got to worry about your blood pressure, your diabetes, your sore knee. You ain't got to worry about your organ. You ain't got to worry about, you're going to be so beautiful, perfect build, perfect age, perfect glowing glory. Changed. Here it is in John. He talked about it. When Christ appears, we shall be like him.
I don't know if this is only exciting to me, but I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be like him? See, the angels wouldn't be like that. As big and powerful as they be when they show up, we are going to be like, we're going to be one with him and the Father. We're the children of the Most High. We're one. We will be like him. This is cool. I'm setting you up. I'm setting you up. Stay with me.
Daniel even talked about it. Multitudes who sleep in the dust of the earth will awake. Some to everlasting life, others to shame and everlasting contempt. Those who are wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens. And those who lead many to righteousness like the stars. You got people in the world trying to be stars now. Y'all ain't no star. You still in the flesh.
Now, we're going to be stars. We're going to be glowing. We're going to be shining. Wow. You got to it. Revelation.
Jesus said, look, I'm coming soon. And my reward is with me. And I will give to each person according to what they have done. This is not the sinful folks. This is the saved folks. This is reward folks.
So all rewards ain't the same. All glowing ain't the same. All level of glow, all level of glory, all level of reward is not the same. He said, I'm coming soon and my reward is with me. And what is my reward going to be based on? What you've done. What you haven't done. This is where I want to go. Look at this. Your work. Somebody say work. Your work will be shown for what it is.
Because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed with fire. And the fire will test the quality of each person's work. You didn't know you was working? You didn't know you were voluntold to work for God? You didn't know that your life is building something? He says here, and the fire will test the quality of each person's work if what has been built. See, all of us are building a house, whether you know it or not. You're building.
Are you building out of hay and wood? That's going to burn. But if you're building on rock, the deep rock, if you're building on the rock, you will receive a reward. But if it's burned up, the builder will suffer loss. At least you'll get to heaven. But we're going to be like, see, there ain't going to be none of that in heaven. Ain't going to be none of that. Here you go, His house ain't big as mine. But it ain't going to be no competition in heaven. So maybe you're cool with just getting in. But you know what? I want to see, I don't know what the privileges are going to be to those who get major reward. I don't know. The Lord knows I want to go to the Andromeda Galaxy. I want to see everything. I don't want no limitations. You created all this stuff, I'm going over there. See, man can't get there because light years, we can't get there. But I'm fascinated with the stars. I'm like, wow, you created all that. And you know my name. And just our trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of stars. And he know them all by name. Come on, man. Come on. You know every hair on your head. And we're going to be like that. I don't want no limitation. You're building something. You're building something. You don't want to just get in. You want to bring him glory. You want to get the most. Just like a lot of us now, we're building something. We're building something. We're trying to retire with a whole bunch. We're building something. We're trying to build something in this life. The last
will be first, and the first will be last. I remember I was 12 years old, and I had a paper route. I was getting my hustle on. I had a paper route, and I was mowing grass. But I was only throwing
it was like 3 days a week, and I was mowing grass like twice a week. And so I had a couple of days in there. And somebody said, man, we can get you $40 a day if you just show up and get on the truck with us and take you to the field. I did not know what I was getting into. I said, $40 at 12? Oh, man, I'm gonna be there every time. I only knew once. And I cussed him out when I got back home. Don't you ever call me and do this again. I didn't know nothing about it. I had heavy jeans on. There was so much dew on those beans in that field. I think they took me to Pembroke, seriously. I bet you I was working for a Robinson. I bet you I was. Because it was a long drive. It was jet black dark. I'm like, what was going on? You know what I'm saying? I thought somebody had sent me up. Am I getting ready to be a sacrifice for some rally? Worked all day, sweated. When the sun came out, you burnt up. I was freezing in the morning, trying to pull weeds from the beans. Freezing. Didn't bring lunch, didn't know nothing. Didn't bring water. Somebody had a shed egg sandwich, and they water thing. Like, man, I am green, man. I thought we was gonna have, accommodations. I was toe up from the floor up. I said, never again, my friend, never again. Here's my money. Imagine this. I'm out there all day long. The guy that was on the truck, I'm out there for 8 hours. He bring a guy at 4 o'clock. The day ends at 5. This guy only worked 1 hour. When we get done and he start handing out money, he take this guy first and give him the guy $40. Then I'm like, oh man, he getting ready to give me more money. This is what Jesus said. He gave him $40, he only worked 1 hour. Got to me, he gave me $40. Dude, he only worked 1 hour. This is what Jesus said. I'm the master of this field. Can't I do what I want to do with what's mine? Right. Didn't you agree to work for $40 today? I said, well, yeah, but well then. We said, well then. Didn't take your money and go. This is what Jesus said. What do I mean by that? Some of you been saved for a long time. You've been helping in church. You've been faithful. You've been doing your thing. And somebody in your family, they've been partying all day life. Getting the girls, partying, getting their drink on. And get saved in their final hour. And you get to hear they get the same thing you get. You've been slaving in that church for 30 years. Why is that? I'm getting ready to tell you. Because you can change that. Because the last can be first. Jesus ain't concerned about, you got people like Bill Gates. People be like, man, he gave $50 million to charity. Oh my gosh, he's so generous. That don't mean jack. He got 50 trillion. God ain't looking at what you gave. God is looking at the heart. He's looking at the percent. This woman gave 2 pennies. And said, if he gives 20 million and he got 20 trillion, and I only got 1,000, I give 900, who gave more? Jesus said, I give you. My reward is based on that. It ain't based on how much you give. It's based on how much you give based on what you got. Is God getting leftovers? We ain't even there yet. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and vermin destroy, where thieves break in and steal, but store up. Somebody say store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. We're so connected to this ground. Jesus never talked about this ground. Jesus always talked about that other ground, that kingdom ground. Store up treasures in heaven. How do you store up treasures in heaven? I'm going to give you these things. I'm going to let you go in 10 minutes. How do you store up treasures in heaven? You need to leave here knowing this. Because I don't want you to be that guy that worked your whole life. I went to choir rehearsal. I went to praise and worship. I was doing them slides. I was doing more hospitality. I was ushering all those years. And the Lord gave you the same thing he gave that guy that was on him by the cross. You're going to be with me in paradise. Because if the fire tried, you ain't get no more than he got. So you need to know how this works. How do you store up treasures in heaven? And I'm going to start with questions.
Who's your audience? We're going to answer these questions by asking you a question. Who's your audience? Matthew 6 says, be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of other people to be seen. If you do, you will have no reward. Why you always got to have recognition?
Why do people go online, and I see it all the time, especially pastors. You got to show somebody that you're giving somebody some money. Or you on the street and you got to give somebody some, why the camera following you? Why does everybody got to see what you're doing? Huh? That's against word. So what is you really doing? Well, you doing it to be seen? No. Everything I do, don't nobody know what I do. You ain't supposed to know what nobody do. Don't, your left hand ain't supposed to know what your right hand do. So who's your audience? Is God your audience or is people your audience? Period. Because if God is your audience, you're storing up, baby. You're building a house. You're building a house. Do you have any secrets? Matthew says,
when you give, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. When you pray, go in the room and shut the door by yourself and pray. When you fast, don't frown up your face, tell everybody you fasting. Wash your face and put some oil on your head. He said, do it in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. We want acknowledgement.
we want recognition. We want our glory. We want our flowers now. Come on, somebody. Do you have secrets? You need them. You need secrets. If everything that you ever do good, everybody always know about it, you ain't earning nothing. You have received your reward, he says. So stop. I'm trying to get you paid, man. God said, don't be, no, this is something you need to be going after. How much stuff do you have?
Huh? Do not be afraid, little flock. Don't be afraid. Storing up. For your Father has been pleased, already done, to give you the kingdom. Sell all that stuff and give to the poor. Give. Don't be hoarding. I just talked about it. The woman that gave
the 2 mites gave way more. It's like the church can't do nothing with that. But Jesus said she gave more. The church, what are we going to do with that? Y'all better stop. Leaders and pastors and prophets. Jesus ain't concerned about the mass. He's concerned about the quality. Sell your possessions, give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out.
treasures in heaven. Treasures in heaven. It's good to have a big bustling church if it's for the right reason. If everybody here wants to come here and hear truth and learn how to live this life
and transition into the next one fully confident, then you come here. But I'm not taking no poll on what I need to be saying and what I don't need to be saying for the people's sake. So they'll show up. Ain't no consensus. I'm not taking no consensus of what I'm supposed to be saying or how we're supposed to roll. No. We're going to say what the word says. We're going to do what the word, I'm going to tell you what the word says. Period. That's the reason why I don't do a lot of talking. I just do a lot of reading. You got skills.
You got skills? Do you have skills? Luke, he said he called 10 of his servants and gave them whatever skills you got, he gave them to you. He gave them to you.
You weren't born. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. He put that in you. If you got the ability to be a doctor, it's because he put that in you. You got the ability to be an artist, it's because he put that in you. You got the ability to be an art rapper. You got the ability to administrate, to lead, this because he put that in you. He gave you that. Don't ever think that you get to choose what you gonna do. He called them and gave them the 10 minor. Put that, there's that word again, to work. He said, until I come back. The first one said, sir, your minor has earned 10 more. And in this passage, it said he gave all of them 10. One earned 10 more with 10. One earned 5 with the 10. One just hid the 10. I ain't doing that for the kingdom. I choose to be over here. I ain't doing it. Churches, those institutions, organizations, they're just trying to use you. They're just trying to steal. I'm going to use my stuff to make sure I get me right. Use my stuff so that I can prosper. I'm not serving, I'm not sowing, I'm not doing anything for the church. Well, if you do get in, you will just get in. Well done, good and faithful servant, because you have been faithful. Another translation says trustworthy. Because God gave you something and he could trust you with it. And not only did you decide to work it, to give it back, to work it, to work it, to work it, but you were faithful. Not work it sometime. Not work it this month and next month, but then I don't see you in a month. Now, I'm going to do it 3 weeks. But the fourth and the fifth, I had a hard day at work this week. I'm on rest today. No, faithful. That's where the rewards start piling up. Start piling up in heaven. That's what you're working for. You ain't working for me. You ain't working for this church, for this house. I'm just being obedient servant, just like you. How many followers do you have? Oh, my God. That's so important nowadays, isn't it? Daniel 12:2, 12:3 says, those who lead many to righteousness will shine like the stars. Those who lead. Who's following you to heaven? Who are you influencing? Do you have disciples? Are you a disciple maker? Or can somebody look at your life and be like, I don't want to be like that? They can see how you act and say, I don't want to be like her. I don't want to be like him. I might not even get in. Lead many to righteousness. All right. How fertile is your soil? We've been talking about this for 4 weeks, right? 3 or 4 weeks on Bible study. How fertile? You know what this speaks to? This speaks to maturity. Are you going to be able to bear fruit? This is to my Father's glory. This one here, this is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit. This is not just the 9 fruit. This is your life. This is your good ground. You're feeding multitudes with your life because you're a tree. Say you're an apple tree and you bear fruit every tons and tons and tons of apples every year. People are eating. People are being nourished. People are loving it. This fruit is sweet. Are you sweet or sour? You're a sweet tree. Fruit. You're mature. Your ground is good. You're good ground. You're producing disciples, you're bearing fruit, you hold peace, you're the peacemaker, you're faithful in church, you're a faithful giver, you're a faithful server, you're faithful in your relationships, you're faithful, you're fruitful, you're good ground. You have been conformed into this image of Christ that no matter what anybody throw on you, it's only going to bear fruit. It's going to grow up quick and bear fruit. Because you're mature. Your emotions aren't in charge. Your spirit is. Because you're fertile soil. That's why he took the 1 and gave it to the one that had the 10. Give it to the one who has the 10. Because he's mature. He's fertile. Are you comfortable? Did you come for the table? Comfortable? Comfortable. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? If you're comfortable, you're not storing up as much as you could be if you're comfortable. It says here, I am suffering. This is Paul, the greatest apostle possibly.
of all time, wrote most of the New Testament. I am suffering. This is God's chosen. This man is anointed. He is.
We're here because of him. He was able to get that gospel out, and we're still being blessed by this man today. He's suffering.
Even to the point of being chained like a criminal. But God's word is not chained. That's his attitude. Oh my God. This man going through the worst. Being beaten like
Jesus was beaten many times. We saw the passion. Paul endured that 3-4 times. And in chains. Just for preaching the gospel, just for being Christ. Are you comfortable? This man suffered. If there's no suffering for the kingdom, if there's no stretching for the kingdom, if there's no pull out of your comfort zone for the kingdom, no, I want to be comfortable. I'm only going to do this, I can't do that because that gets me out of my comfort. That requires a little bit more sacrifice than I'm willing to give. Because right now I'm comfortable where it is. Because if I add to that, or if I try to do that, or if I accept that, or whatever it is, I'm not going to be comfortable as I am right now. Because I'm really concerned about this life. And I want to be comfortable. I'm trying to get retired. And my job is already working me a little bit. And my kids, and I'm good. Yeah, I spend all this time with my kids, and I know people that spend all this time with their kids, and the kids grow and wow. And most of God's people don't get to do that. There's not a prophet with kids that was the typical, what the culture would say is the perfect father, because they wouldn't be. But God took care of them kids, and they became the men and women that they were supposed to be. Because my hands was off, because I said, I hate that I can't, but I gotta do the will of God. It breaks my heart. I want to spend more time. I want to talk more. I want to spend time more. I want to, but he loved kid, but more than me ain't worthy of me. If God says do something, if God has called you to be something and do something, then gosh darn it, I don't care if they do look like you. Give them to God. Take care of them. Be there as much as you can for them. Love them. But don't put them before. Comfort. That one right there. Refuse to suffer for the king. Lord. You're not sacrificing. You're not suffering. You might have to question some things. God might say, I don't know, you don't get no reward. Do I know you? Don't be that guy. And finally, does everybody like you? Because I know everybody don't like me. Some people in here right now might not. Does everybody like you? Here it says, blessed are you when people insult you. Why? Because they're going to. If you're walking with him. You know how many people done lied on me? I was investigated not so long ago. Are you kidding me? For some lie? We get like that. We're like, are you kidding me? But we have to know that this is this world and these people. And these are for the people that you love and people that you help. People that you sacrifice for, that you put it on the line for. This is why the Bible said, do not cast your bread at the dogs. Do not cast your pearls to swine. Because they will trample on it, don't think it's valuable at all, and then turn on you and attack you. That's how you know when you're his, when you experience one of them. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of things evil against you because of me. Not because, everybody like me. Yeah, but they shouldn't. For that, for whatever reason that might be. I'm talking about for him. I'm talking about for saying the truth and making people do right because it's right. And standing up for right. No, you ain't gonna like me because I'm not politically correct. I'm biblically correct.
Yeah.
That's how that works. And people ain't gonna like you. I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't care if where we are, till the end of time. God's gonna say, wow, you did more than all. Okay, they got 15,000. You did more than all.
All right.
Great is your reward in heaven.
Great is your reward in heaven. They lied on him. They had people lying on Jesus. They had people false claiming Jesus.
And these are the people that he was helping. Same thing with us. The people that you help. Because they don't get their way. Or do what you want them to do. No, I'm going to do what God tells me to do. I'm going to say what God tells me to say. And if that's going to cause us to be enemies, then I guess we can't be friends. That's an inside joke. Me and Pastor Rose. All right, so, final scripture.
Isaiah 49 said this, because some of you, you know, and I felt like this to a degree, and I'm always asking God, I don't want to measure myself against anybody. I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for you. I just want to do but I feel like, you know, at times when you're looking at the world, you feel like a failure. When you look at what you see, you look with your eyes and not by faith, then you can sometimes feel like a failure.
And I'm like, Lord, am I doing okay? Am I doing right? Is there anything I need to change? And God took me here. I said, like Isaiah said, I have labored in vain. I have
spent my strength for nothing at all. But yet, what is due me is in the Lord's hands, and my reward is with my God. We had Jeremiah, the weeping prophet. Nobody got saved.
We got Isaiah crying and screaming and preaching. Nobody listens. Sometimes we as pastors, we feel that way. Is anybody listening? Is anybody growing? Is anybody changing? Are we making other disciples? The church is supposed to grow through the church, not through the pastor. Am I failing God? And God said, no, you're not. And you can say the same thing. You can be like, I be working in this church. I done gave. Lord, am I wasting my time and my money and my energy and my gifts? The Lord said, no, you are not. Because men, they look at, but I look at the heart. Just like the lady who gave the 2 mites. You give him more than all. You give him more than all. So,
store your treasure in heaven. Start your day with God, not your phone. This is how you're going to store your treasures. These are some practical things I want you to walk away here with. Do one thing daily that nobody else sees but God. Give regularly, even when it stretches you. Use your platform, however small it may be, for kingdom impact. Don't be sharing that mess. Share something that we put out.
Share a short from church. Or share something positive that'll help get somebody saved.
Use your abilities to help elevate the body. God gave them to you. He gave them to you. He can take them away. Choose obedience, even when it costs you something. Don't lie, cheat, and steal.
Obey. But everybody else is doing it. Obey. You're stored in heaven. You're stored in heaven.
And invest in people, not just things. We got people with all kind of collections of all kinds, whether it be shoes, coats, cars, houses, accounts. But we give leftovers to anything that benefits someone. We stay in our comfort zone. we're prioritizing this world, this life. I want you to be rich in heaven too. I want when you show up, you're going to be like, what? That's all mine? Yes. But I didn't do anything, but I just showed up. You're going to be standing beside somebody that was so very poor in this life. They're going to be so much more glorious and richer than you are in the next one. And they were just somebody that was faithful. They came to church every week. Did nobody know it? And they just cleaned the bathroom. They just took out the trash. Didn't nobody know? They didn't tell nobody. Then nobody asked. They just saw something and did it. They did it from their heart to God, and God appreciates that. And we got all kind of people that do that all the time. Don't nobody know that most of the stuff that this church uses comes from someone, not the church. All the papers and sanitizers and practically all the hospitality comes from generous members. Cleaning supplies,
Toilet paper, tissue, cookies, fruit. All this stuff comes from people because they love God, but you don't know it. And I didn't long find out until recently. Like, what? Wow. They know the secret. Ooh, it's time to go.